On tonight, I want you to consider a few scriptures that I will give to you and will prove valuable in your personal reading. Perhaps they are scriptures that are familiar to you, but are good to be reminded of nonetheless. I want to talk tonight about a subject about our relationship status. Normally, when we think of a relationship status, it's one of those things that come up in sometimes comfortable and sometimes uncomfortable settings. When you fill out applications, they want to know, are you single or married? On social media, people put their relationship status. If you go to class reunions, people want to know, did you ever get married? You always have those church folk that are always stirring in your Kool-Aid, so to speak, want to know about your relationship status. Are you married? Where is your spouse today? Then, of course, as the holidays come and families gather, there again, relationship status comes up. But when I speak of relationship status, I'm not talking simply about being single or being married. I'm talking about how healthy is your relationship with Jesus. Because some of that other stuff just deals with statistics, maybe when it comes to an application, and just outright nosiness when it comes to other people. And some people who are so concerned about whether or not you have the relationship status they think you should have don't always have the best status in their own lives. Nonetheless, when we think about our relationship with Jesus, what type of status are we in that relationship? So many people now are having conversations about in-person worship versus virtual worship and things of that nature. A lot of emphasis is put on being in a building, which is not the church. Whether or not you're in the building is one conversation, but the real concern is what type of relationship do you have with Jesus? Hopefully it's not restricted by one day a week and an experience that you have in a place one day a week, but can be defined by an ongoing experience, a walk with Him. In a relationship, there are at least three things that we all want. Number one, we want sufficiency. Number two, we want security. And number three, we want to feel that there's some priority. Unfortunately, in a relationship, this cannot be one-sided for it to be healthy. So the question is there a mutual exchange of sufficiency in a relationship with Jesus and security with Him and priority? Well, let's consider it this way. Jesus gives us sufficiency in that the Bible teaches us in 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 3 and 4, that we have been given all things that pertain to life and godliness. So there's nothing that He has held back from us in the relationship. But again, it must be mutual. Are we doing what Romans 12, verse 1 teaches, which is that we are to present our bodies a living sacrifice? In other words, just as we have received from Him all that we need, is He receiving from us all that He wants? Also, in a relationship, we must have security. That is, we must at least be able to depend on a person. Dependability means a lot. It says a lot. It goes a long way. We know He's dependable because 1 Corinthians 1:9 teaches us that God is faithful. The word faithful meaning to be dependable, can be counted on, can be trusted. Again, a relationship must have a mutual exchange of these things. In Revelation chapter 2 and verse number 10, there is an imperative given to us, and that is that we must be faithful unto death. Now remember, He is faithful. Are we being faithful? The blessing we get from faithfulness is that we get a crown of life. Oh, what a blessing. Last, in a relationship, there must be a sense of priority. That is, each needs to feel that the other puts them first. We know that God puts us first. It is in Psalms 8 and verse number 4, where the question is raised, what is man that thou art so mindful of him? We know in 1 John 4, verse 19, we see the priority that God has given to us, and that the Bible teaches we love him because he first loved us. That's priority. Is there mutual priority given to him? In Luke 14 and verse number 26, the Bible teaches us that we must, in terms of priority, always put him before anybody and everybody, including our very own family. So what is your relationship status? Not are you single or are you married, but is the relationship with Jesus healthy? He has given us all the sufficiency we need. Do we give to him? He provides us security in that we can depend on him. Can he depend on us? He's made us his number one priority. Is he your number one priority? You may not have to check a box on an application or update your social media profile, but spiritually speaking, it's good to check your relationship status. This has been another installment of A Few Minutes with the Minister.